Hi, my name is Kathy Smith. I'm Director of Early Learning and Outreach at WGTE Public Media in Toledo. And while this was not my first annual meeting, it certainly was a memorable one. And I want to extend my gratitude to PBS Interactive and to Amazon for making my trip to Denver possible. My station has experienced some recent cutbacks, and without my sponsors, I would not have been able to make the trip. My station has been involved with Ready to Learn from the beginning. We were actually some pioneers in the early 1990s, and we were one of the model stations in the launch in, I believe, 1993. And most recently, we were one of the first 5 stations in the 20-station Raising Reader initiative. We learned some great lessons during that time. Particularly how our target audience accepts new technology, but even more importantly to me, really how to really sort of make inroads and really touch with that audience, which is something that was a huge takeaway for me, and also to the point where I'm really grateful to have been part of that project. So what amazed me in Denver? Well, as an early childhood educator, I tell you it took less than a couple of minutes for me to be a huge fan of Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. In Ohio, locally at the state level, we've been working on a social emotional initiative that's resulted in a field guide for professionals. Been doing some teaching on that field guide and having people understand the importance of children having a good social emotional base so that other learning can take place. And seeing a show like Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood that really looks at those stressors that young children have, maybe related to separation anxiety or disappointment or whatever that is, and being able to handle that in a socially acceptable way, and being able to teach children the kinds of ways that help them grow socially and emotionally. When you give a child that gift, it's a gift that lasts a lifetime, and it's so important. I really want to commend the Fred Rogers Company and Angela Santamero for that attention to detail and the really looking at what's best for children as that series was being put together. So very excited about that. I think it's going to be a great addition to our program service coming up. My job here also includes adult community engagement, so I was interested in the pipeline. I know that some of the POV and independent lens films, as well as the Dust Bowl, are probably going to be hugely accepted and discussed by our PBS program club that I do at a local library. I did attend a session on the hyper-local model, got some good ideas about social media and using the web and mobile, and passed a lot of those on to my colleagues. I also was intrigued by a session about included Georgianne Herbert from the Detroit station, and she's the community engagement person for the Detroit station, which is a neighbor of mine. And though we've been really good about being a neutral convener for competitive organizations and working on a particular community issue, it sounds like Georgianne's got a really good handle on that. I want to explore that a little bit more in depth, though I contacted her, and we're going to meet later this month to really explore that a little more and maybe see if we can do something regionally as well. So that's a pretty exciting kind of thing that probably wouldn't have happened had I not gone to Denver. For many of us attending the conference, certainly the keynote by Jim Collins was a big highlight, making us reflect on who we are and where we're going, and that kind of thing. And as I looked around the conference, I didn't see a lot of what would be my educational buddies that I've known for years in public broadcasting. But I had kind of the big aha moment that all these people that were working in digital areas and in interactive media really are the new PBS educators. So it's easy to get excited, I think, about a new app or the latest handheld device, but we can't ever forget Daniel Tiger's advice about the importance of being connected to one another and feeling good about who you are. So during the 3 days that I was at the conference, there was more than one time that I had the opportunity to reflect on why I do what I do. And seeing examples from other public media colleagues whose experiences have been similar to mine, I found particularly heartwarming. And I smile to think how fortunate I've been to do this meaningful work. My 2-year-old granddaughter, Marin, has 3 favorite things. They are her binky, her doggy, and her iPad. And much of her learning and the learning of her generation is going to take place digitally. So to those new educators in public media, my wish for you is that you bring the same passion for making a difference in a child's life as you have for the technology. It's our solid educational content that sets us apart from everyone else. The device and the platforms may change, but our ability to connect with our audience, however, should never change. Thanks.